John Welsh showed us Lance from Bob Moore Chopper 4, and it was a similar operation. There were a lot of people in yellow coats trying to work through the debris, but we've had no one be able to get to that school to know what the situation is there. You've done such a good job of updating us on this tragic situation, but sometimes knowing is better than not knowing, and so we were just trying to gather more information about Briarwood.
I will do my best to try to get over there, Linda, see if I can retrieve some information and bring that to you.
All right, Meg. Lance, we appreciate you very much. We're getting ready to go to Meg Alexander. She was at the Moore Medical Center that took a big hit. We're being told everybody survived, is okay, was moved. And Meg is there right now listening to us through the walkie-talkie from the live truck. Meg.
That's right. We're kind of roughing it over here a little bit, but there's no doubt that the good news here is the patients at the Moore Medical Center are just fine. But I want you to take a look at this behind me. This is the neighborhood that we had talked about, and I want you to see what people are doing as the daylight hours dwindle. You'll see people, they've been coming out with suitcases. We just saw a man go by with a big screen TV, and it was being wheeled out. We're seeing wagons filled with personal belongings. A family, all the kids had backpacks. A couple of boys had their bats sticking out. They obviously got to take one favorite possession. If you look down a little bit, you'll see people carrying their pets, their babies. It truly is absolutely reminiscent of a war zone and people walking out trying to find something, somewhere to go. We're hoping the ones we talked to, they hope that they have family members waiting for them up there, and that is where they're allowing people near 4th and Telephone, past that neighborhood. They are allowing family members to come and pick up people from this neighborhood, so we're being told. But look behind me. It's just people coming out, walking up as far as you can see up there. There's just families absolutely displaced. I don't know if you can see this family right there with the big screen TV. The little girl's holding a cat. People have pictures. I've seen people with dishes, china, anything they can grab, bringing it out. Of course, lock boxes, if they're fortunate enough to have put things in a lock box like personal papers and that type of thing. But there is certainly a feeling of we have to get out before it gets dark right now. So we told you a little bit about a looting problem earlier. Well, I want to tell you some good news there. We have seen the FBI. Obviously, there are also, some military types in there as well. They're on the ground, SWAT. But also we have seen the FBI going into these neighborhoods, talking to people, making sure that their presence is known, and telling people you need to gather what you can and you need to leave this neighborhood before night comes in. We're seeing baby carriages. I don't know if you can, Danny, I don't know if you can pan around, but there's a family coming up here, baby carriage, their dog. This family has anything they can put in a bag and their pets. It really is that desperate of a situation. Just get your stuff and get out and hope there's somebody at the end of this block to pick you up.
Yes.
Back to you guys.
Yes, and we were mentioning it earlier, Meg. It's like you said, a war zone, and refugees streaming from a war zone. That's basically what it is right now. Bless their hearts.
Yes.
Meg, thank you very much. Reporting live from about 4th and Telephone. Thank you so much. 37 confirmed dead. That number expected to rise because at least they fear 20 to 30 kids may be in that elementary school that we've been focusing on tonight, and another elementary school about a mile away also completely destroyed. Of course, you can't be completely destroyed. If you're destroyed, you're destroyed. but that school likewise suffered the same fate. So we're anxious to hear something from that school as to whether there were kids inside when the twister hit.
In Briarwood. Let's go to Mike Morgan. Mike, worst case scenario happened so fast.
It is, Kevin. It is heartbreaking and mind numbing. There's no doubt about all this. It's just awful. Ongoing severe weather. There is some down in southeastern Oklahoma. This is primarily out of the Kfor viewing area. We do have folks that reach us on cable down in McCurtain County. You're under a tornado watch down there around Idabel and Broken Bow. And there is a storm in southern Atoka County, has a tornado warning on it right now. Now, you folks in Hughes County, we've had some phone calls from folks on the back of this line Hughes County is clear, and McAllister. Pittsburgh County, McAllister, you're also clear. The severe weather's pushed east of McAllister and south of McAllister, and it's pushing away from McAllister. Hughes County, you're fine. Ada, you're fine, but there's probably some modest clouds and other low-hanging clouds on the backside, but that is not a severe threat to you. It is down to the south and east of the folks that can see us down in the southeastern parts of our viewing area. I want to make absolutely clear that you're aware of that fact, and we are still watching things very carefully here, moment by moment, with the coverage of the rescue and recovery in Moore. We are tracking things weather-wise back here all the time for you. We still have a few storm trackers out. Speaking of storm trackers, the Forewarned Storm Team's Emily Sutton has arrived back in the newsroom. She tracked this F5 tornado through Moore. Emily, you have more right now.
Yes, I do, Mike, and great job with all of this coverage, just doing wall-to-wall coverage straight today, yesterday, and even Saturday. This has been a 3-day weather event. We've been tracking it for more than a week now, and the Forewarned Storm Center stressing the importance of just tornado safety, and it just broke our hearts to see this tornado moving through more. Photojournalist Kevin Josephine and I started out on those storms in the metro, and then once we heard that that storm was quickly ramping up, it happened in less than an hour that it turned tornadic. We raced south to meet up with it, and we were actually on the east side of it. So in other words, it was heading straight towards us. And check out this video. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
There it is, it's right there.
As we raced down I-35 towards Moore, photojournalist Kevin Josephine and I had no idea we were about to stare in the face of a monster EF5 tornado.
Yes, we have the tornado right in front of us, right in front of us.
We veered off the 19th Street exit near the Warren Theater, giving a direct view of the tornado. Debris swirled around the intense circulation of the massive wedge grinder. Only a half a mile from the vortex, we slammed south to get out of its path, only to be hit by 80 to 90 mile per hour RFD winds.
We're in the path now.
Where do we go? South?
South. Just go south. Yeah, go south. Keep going. We're okay. We're pulling away from it, Emily. We're doing fine. We're pulling away from it.
Once the tornado passed I-35, we looped around only to be showered with mountains of debris, and our hearts sank. We continue to track the wedge tornado east along southeast 149th Street as it slowly decreased in intensity.
Yeah, it's weakening. It's dying.
The tornado roped out 10 miles east of Moore, leaving devastation and chaos in its wake. And even after a long day of tracking tornadoes, debris is still stuck to the Forewarned Storm Team chase vehicle. If you look very closely, it's actually insulation from houses, proof of the devastation from this tornado. For the Forewarned Storm Team, I'm Emily Sutton.
And that was mile by mile, moment by moment with a killer down in Moore this afternoon as that came through. From not a cloud to an F5 in 1 hour's time. That's as fast as the atmosphere can produce that amount of violence and destruction, and it happened today. Truly the worst case scenario. Sometimes that is overused, but that's exactly what happened in the South Metro this afternoon. Here's the ongoing severe weather currently. That Moore storm is still there, very evident. Still has a tornado warning with it near Branson, Missouri. Right now. That's it. That's the storm that hit Moore, developed southwest of Newcastle, just northeast of Bridge Creek. From there, severe storms, big hail, damaging winds, and still a possible tornado in southern Atoka County right now. But again, Kevin and Linda, for the viewers that are calling us, we are monitoring all of this, even with the coverage of the disaster in Moore, and there's nothing out there that's going to cause any problems for the folks around Hughes County or McAllister or Ada, and even down toward Ardmore here is right on the very northern edge of that one severe storm down in Love County, but that again is out of our viewing area. This is all pushing to the east, and it will move out of the state in the next several hours. Now, there may be more storms developing near sunrise. It could move back into Moore, and I'll have an update on that as the new weather data comes in here in the next 45 minutes. Back to you.
We certainly hope not on that, too. All right, Mike, we'll look for your update on that, and we do, unfortunately, have a very grim statistic to pass on to you right now.
As we feared from looking at that damage when that twister first struck, there have been now 51 confirmed fatalities, and it's feared that that number will continue to go up. We've been checking with all the local and area hospitals who might service the people who were injured. The number is in the hundreds, although we haven't been able to exactly pinpoint it.
But now it's gone up some. Now we're reporting 55 is what we're showing you, but that might have been a new release from the ME since we just received that report a minute ago.
The report we received was 51 people,
right.
But either way, it's a horrific tragedy for the state of Oklahoma. We need to tell you about this number because we were wondering what would happen to some of those people who were walking out of the neighborhoods that no longer exist. OU is doing all they can to provide emergency shelter in some of their dorms and facilities for those who have no place to go. Call this number, 325-2511, and they'll be able to help you, we hope. Now, of course, a lot of the people who need this number don't have it, so if you're in the emergency area, if you're coming in contact with people, please write this down and give it to them, so hopefully they'll have a place that's warm and comfortable, at least for tonight.
And they don't have a way to get there. So,
right.
You know, if you can get them there, please do. Sarah Selly, one of our many reporters out covering the damage right now. Sarah joins us from basically ground zero there and more. Sarah.
Yeah, definitely ground zero in terms of casualties here, Kevin and Linda. And, you know, the sad situation, of course, that we're hearing that 51 people may have been killed by this awful tornado. And a number of those are the children who were at this school here. As you can see, it's completely gone. And as we've been reporting to you, 7 confirmed fatalities and possibly 20 or 30 other kids that they're searching for, and administrators and whoever else was in this building at the time of the twister. One of the things that we've been noticing out here in this neighborhood that is completely obliterated by the tornado is the fact that the light is quickly fading here. So really a lot of people have left. Who is left right now? Mainly it's just the essential personnel. It's going to be your firefighters, your emergency workers, the crews that are trying to get these backhoes and try to push some of this debris off of the roads, try to clear a path in some way. Most of the residents here, people who called this neighborhood home, have left and tried to move on to some kind of another place where they can spend the night because they can't stay here. As you can see, take a look. This was one of the houses. All that is left standing right there. I want to point that out. If we can just zoom in on this, that's the storm shelter. That's what survived, was the storm shelter. The rest of this house was obliterated. And these are nice homes. We're not talking about shoddily done homes. We're talking about homes that are brick, that are well established, that are in some cases dream homes for people. And they were completely uprooted and just spread across the community. We're finding debris just everywhere, as we've been reporting. But a lot of the people who are remaining are either getting the last few things they can get, or they're completely leaving this neighborhood for the night because they can't stay here. There's just no way. It's not safe. And on top of that, of course, there are, you know, concerns about what will happen overnight in this community. So that is becoming an increasing issue, is, of course, the fact that the light is fading. So as we head into the evening hours, it's going to become a very interesting situation here.
All right, Sarah Seller reporting live. Thank you very much. We've got Allie Meyer on the scene as well. We're going to go to her for just a moment, but we want to clear something up to make sure we give the exact correct information. 51 confirmed fatalities. Our graphic earlier said 55. We hope it doesn't get to 55. Right now it is 51 confirmed deaths.
Just want to let you folks out there know who are blood donors, and there are many here in Oklahoma City area. They do not need additional supplies of blood right now, but they are saying that they will be having blood drives later this week at a lot of different locations. We'll be showing you those a little bit later. Now let's go to Allie Meyer, who is in the Plaza Tower Elementary School addition. Allie.
Yeah, guys, I actually just left the Plaza Tower addition. I talked with a man there who weathered the storm in a closet. I mean, when you look at the level of destruction, as I know you've seen from Chopper 4 and some ground pictures there, it is remarkable that he made it out alive. He had an elderly neighbor who did not make it out alive, and as you know, they're just on the west end of the Plaza Towers Elementary School, where the situation there is just beyond tragic. So as we were waiting at the Plaza Towers neighborhood, we noticed a family of 4 come out of the neighborhood. They had a rolling suitcase, a bag of chips, a Barbie car, a Christmas ornament, a little boy, a little girl, their mom and their dad, and they are on they're trekking, if you will. I'm walking with them, if you notice that I'm out of breath. The Bartholomew family, and they are walking to Briarwood Elementary right now, where 2 more members of their family, 2 little girls, a 7- and a 9-year-old, are still in the elementary school there. Their names are, I'm with little Evan right now.
Hi. Ashley and Miley.
So his sisters, Ashley and Miley, are at the school. According to their mother, all of the children are accounted for at Briarwood Elementary School.
Okay.
So she has
that's
hopeful
best news.
That's great.
and has good news. Yeah, she's hopeful, and she is expecting to find her 2 daughters there, and this family of 6 will be reunited once they arrive at the elementary school. So we're walking on 119th Street. We left Santa Fe, and we're walking westbound toward Western. So I'm told we've gone about a half mile at this point. The school's just a few more blocks. So we'll be with them as hopefully this family of 6 is reunited. You know, they've got their luggage and a few things they packed up from their home, which is a pile of rubble. There have been officers checking IDs several stops along the way. So they're making sure that families that are coming here have a right to be here and don't have bad intentions. Also, the first question that they're asked by every law enforcement officer as they're making this trek is everyone in your family accounted for? So certainly first responders want to try and help if help is needed.
How did
so
they
we'll
find...
just continue with this family, and hopefully we've got a happy ending at the end of this little journey we're on.
Allie, how did they find out that Ashley and Miley were okay? What type of communication is going on between Briarwood or the school administration to these families?
I'm going to go ahead and ask the father that question, Linda. How did you find...
Okay.
It wasn't my children. It was her children. And went through it. We found out through Wayne. He was right here at home. And he went to the school. It took several hours before we found it.
Have you walked how far so far?
15 miles, probably. Blocked in several hours of traffic ever since 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Tell some of the things that you brought with you.
We just got some clothes. We found the dog. We were looking for Deuce, and he was buried under rubble. And we got him. Everybody's accounted for in life.
And you're 100% sure that your 2 stepdaughters are okay and they're fine?
Yes. 100%.
But they just haven't seen them yet. You heard the family dog weathered the storm okay. And this is a little teeny tiny dog. It did all right in the Plaza Towers neighborhood, which is now just a pile of sticks. Right now, they're loading their family belongings, which is about a grocery cart full of items, into the back of an Oklahoma City police cruiser. I think the police noticed this family and us struggling on 119th Street, and they're offering and they're loading their things into the back of the police squad car, and hopefully that'll make their journey to their 2 little girls just a little quicker.
Allie,
Well, that's good news about Briarwood, though, at least.
We had a little trouble understanding him. Well, you know, it's very difficult conditions there. But what was he saying about how they found the 2 little girls who were at Briarwood?
Word of mouth, really, is kind of how it went down. And that's what we're hearing over and over and over again is they had a friend who told a friend that they thought they'd seen them, and they were at a friend's house. And so cell signal is terrible, but they're doing the best they can. And it looks like now they're loading into the squad car, so they're going to get a little bit more help from Oklahoma City Police getting to the elementary school there.
Will you be able to go with them, do you think? We may have lost Allie.
I thought I heard the click there.
She was reporting live as she was accompanying a family who'd been separated from their 2 daughters at Briarwood School, the other elementary school that was demolished by this twister. But the good news is it appears they're going to be reunited with their 2 daughters, Ashley and Miley. So we needed a little good news tonight.
Now, this from Gary Knight with the Oklahoma City Police Department. All children that are found haven't gotten with their families yet, haven't gotten with their parents or grandparents, all children are going to be taken to the St. Andrew's Church to be reunited with their parents. That's at 119th and South May. St. Andrew's Church, 119th and South May. If a little one is wandering around and not knowing where to go and is upset, as they probably will be and should be, that is the place to go find them. So we'll continue to mention that throughout the evening. So if you know somebody who is searching for a little one and they got separated, you might call them on the cell or text them. They're saying is the best way to get in touch with folks down there. And the place to go is 119th and South May at St. Andrew's Church to be reunited with those parents.
I think Sarah Stewart is standing by next, if that's correct. And Sarah has been with us all afternoon as well. Sarah, tell us, first of all, where you are in relationship to all the damage and what you're seeing.
Yeah, guys, we're pretty much in the middle of all the damage right here. We are in Moore, just north of the Warren Theater, actually in between the Warren Theater and the Moore Medical Center. Danny's going to pan off of me here for a minute, and you're going to see essentially a crew that has been going around. You can see they're all wearing their white hard hats. They are, I believe, going to attempt to enter this building here and just to make sure that everything is okay in there. We have not heard of anybody being trapped anywhere around here, but that crew was just over at the bowling alley, which is right here in this area as well, that was heavily hit. And I know Meg Alexander was talking earlier about the spray paint cans they're carrying around and areas that they're searching. If they do not find anybody in there, they're spray painting a big X on that area so that search crews know that they don't have to search that area again. And we're seeing a lot of those X's over there on the debris for the bowling alley. We're going to go right now to Meg, who's been speaking with a family who was affected by this tornado.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, this is Shelley Gentry and her son Corey, and she has a desperate plea. You're looking for your son right now, aren't you?
Yeah, his name is Dylan Zachary Hall.
And he was, where was he?
He was at the Plaza school.
Okay, so he was at Plaza Towers Elementary. His name is Dylan
Zachary Hall.
Dylan Zachary Hall. He's how old, and when was the last you heard from him?
He's 13. And I haven't seen him since the school, and I know his stepmom was in the cellar at her house, and I lost contact with her, and they're supposed to be sending people over there, so I don't know if she's still in the cellar or not, but I just can't find my son. We've been everywhere, all of the command posts and stuff. We still haven't found him.
Dylan
Hall.
Dylan Hall, he's 13, Plaza Tower Elementary. If anyone has any information, this is just one of many families who have so many questions right now. They're searching. What would you want to tell people who are watching right now?
Just do what you can.
If anybody knows where my son's at or anything, and anybody has any family, just kind of stay out because it's really bad. But just call them if you can, make sure they're okay. I mean, it's really bad. And I hope all the kids at this other school are good. I hope okay. A lot of them have been found, but a lot of them haven't.
We just hope the best.
We just feel for you. I just can't, none of us can even imagine right now.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so hopefully something will come of this and you guys will get some good news, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
All right,
the pain.
Meg can't hear us. Can you hear us right now, Meg? I don't think she can.
Okay, let's show you.
So many of these families right here
Right.
are in the same situation. Right now, they have no idea where their kids are. So we are following that right now. We're going to be talking to some of these families as they head out. And as I said, many of them just wandering around with so many questions.
Somebody get word to Meg to
right
grab
there.
that lady that her son could possibly be at St. Andrew's Church.
Methodist Church, St. Andrew's Methodist Church.
It's at 119th and South May. That's where they've taken all, in Oklahoma City, that's where they've taken all of the children who have been displaced. And we were told earlier, Meg, and get this information to Meg so she can grab that mom, that many of the older children from the Plaza Towers were taken to St. Andrews. So we have our fingers crossed that she finds her son, Dylan Zachary Hall, 13 years old. He would have been among the older children there at St. Andrew's Church. So get word to Meg to grab that mother and give her that news.
I think they're doing that. I think Irish just told me they're giving her the news right now, and hopefully they can get their way there. 119th in Oklahoma City is a different road in Moore. I believe it's, I'm not sure if it's 4th or 27th or what it is, but the church is in Oklahoma City on 119th and May, St. Andrew's Methodist Church. And maybe Meg can follow up and make sure that they do find Dylan if he is there.
Scott Hines, you've been watching some of the injuries and the fatalities. Do you have more on that?
Yeah, you know, we were monitoring the injuries and the fatalities. We're hearing, as you stated, more than 50 fatalities at this hour, dozens, if not hundreds more seeking medical treatment at area hospitals, including Norman Regional, as well as OU Medical Center and various other medical hospitals that are seeing those patients as we speak. Many of those injuries pertaining to debris injuries, stuff flying through the air, whatnot. But again, more than 50 confirmed dead, Those deaths related to this tornado that grinded and ravaged the city of Moore. Also, we just heard from Governor Mary Fallin. She spoke to press, to reporters, as well as all Oklahomans, vowing to do everything in her power to get out all available resources to those areas hardest hit. Yesterday, she signed a federal emergency declaration for 16 counties. Today, she added another 5, which will allow Governor Fallin and our state leaders to access additional funding to make any sort of emergency purchases to move this search and rescue, these cleanups, to move them along. So she has been in direct contact with FEMA as well as President Obama. She heard from him, received a phone call from President Obama today, President vowing